Okay, we've come back, and welcome everyone. This is now case number 18. Over the Edge. I've been kind of feeling a little sniffly today, and I just had witnessed a very, very ugly local college basketball game. University of Hawaii losing by 1 point to the beach, Long Beach State. We're now in Clarksville, Iowa. I was hoping to avoid the Valentine's Day nonsense this year, Matthew, but I imagine Gwen will be all dewy-eyed going out on a date. Actually, Gwen's in bed. Those headaches and nightmares she's been suffering are getting worse. Let's hope a few days of rest will kick it. Anyway, we're not in Iowa for Valentine's Day. We came to Clarksville following an FBI lead. Agent Madison said another child had gone missing there. Yes, and chances are, these aren't regular kidnappings. A kid we spoke to in Chicago said his brother was taken by some creature with weird eyes. The last reported sighting of Marley Evans was... Matthew, I just heard on my police radio that a body's been found in a forest near here, and they're saying it's some sort of ritual killing. A ritual killing? That sounds like something we should look into. I'll get on the horn with Madison to pull a few strings, keep the local authorities off our backs. Matthew, you and Luke head over to that forest and get a look at the crime scene. That young woman is dead, all right, Matthew. She must have fallen from that bridge and hit her head. So how do we know this wasn't an accident? You're right. Someone's carved an infinity symbol into her arm. And those marks on her shoulder suggest she was pushed. I don't know what that symbol means, but it could be something supernatural. Let's see what Ben can find out from the body. And that locket you found next to the victim must belong to her. We still don't know her name, but that's definitely her photo. The guy in the other picture could be her boyfriend. Let's cross-check his image with our records. And that handkerchief must have dropped by the killer. There's blood all over it. I don't see any fingerprints, but we should take a sample of that blood. There could be other forensic evidence on that handkerchief. We'll have to put our investigation into the mysterious abductions on the back burner, Matthew. Let's get to work. So we'll go ahead and start the autopsy. And I need to get started. So sit tight, everybody. Okay, I got 8 stars. Take care of the locket right now. Andrew Lodge. The guy in the victim's locket photo was named Andrew Lodge, Matthew. Looks like it falls on us to break the bad news of his girlfriend's murder on Valentine's Day of all days. But we don't even know who she is yet, so we'll have to pretend we're undercover cops investigating the crime. Let's go speak with Andrew Lodge, Detective Matthew. Andrew Lodge, we're detectives and we'd like to ask you a few questions. We're trying to identify this woman. She was murdered earlier today and... What? Sharon's dead? Oh my God! Are you her boyfriend? And her name was Sharon? Yes, Sharon Decker. We've been dating for about a year. Sharon had an infinity symbol scratched into her arm. Does that mean anything to you? I have no idea. What kind of weirdo would do something like that? Oh my darling, Sharon's gone. I've lost the love of my life on Valentine's Day. She was so excited about it. She even stopped by the Valentine's Day store in town this morning. We're sorry for your loss, Mr. Lodge. Meanwhile, Detective Matthew, if Sharon was in this Valentine's store, we should check it out. Okay. Nice work, Matthew. There may not be any fingerprints on the killer's handkerchief, but this sample might give us a new lead. Let's get the sample to Priya. That was the mask. Okay. Ran out of film time. First time around. Good grief, Matthew. Just look at this stuff. It's like Cupid himself threw up all over this shot. Anyway, let's get on with it. That bag you picked up belongs to Sharon Decker. Those are her initials. Let's take a look through her things. If we're lucky, we'll find a clue about her murder. And the guy in that cardboard cutout must be the shop's owner, Matthew. Let's dust that faded section and see who he is. Maybe he'll remember seeing the victim. Got it. A love potion. What's that you found in the victim's bag, Matthew? Some sort of Valentine's Day perfume? Wait, this bottle didn't come from this shop. The label reads Morgana Blackhawk's Cordial of Desire. Morgana Blackhawk? She's the witch coven leader we met in San Francisco. What's she doing in Iowa? And more importantly, what was the victim doing with the bottle of her love potion? Morgana knows we're supernatural hunters, so we won't need a cover story, but we do need to find out how she's connected to the victim. Ah, Matthew, Goddess Nature must be smiling on us to arrange such a fortuitous meeting. I'm not sure about fortuitous, Morgana. We're investigating the murder of a young woman, someone who seemed to be acquainted with you. A young woman? Is it a witch you speak of? If not, I've no interest in the girl. Her name's Sharon Decker, and she had a bottle of your Cardinal of Desire. Oh, her. During a brief encounter with the young lady, she expressed her interest in a love potion. She wanted it for her companion for Valentine's Day. Despite the vanity of the occasion, I obliged and sold her a bottle of my finest elixir. So that's it? You can't tell us anything more about her? Of course not. I didn't know the girl, and I know nothing about her murder. Now the cardboard cutout. Now we're getting somewhere, Matthew. According to this cardboard cutout, the owner of this Valentine's Day shop is named Ace Boom. How should we play this? Let's pretend we're customers who've heard talk around town about the murder of Sharon Decker. Come on, Matthew, let's find Ace Boom. Yeah, as you can tell, I did pause it, and then some time has passed. Excuse us, Mr. Boom. We wanted to... Roses are red, violets are blue. The customer getting the best balloon deal in town? That's you. Yeah, that's funny. We're actually just browsing, but have you heard the news? Sharon Decker was murdered. Murdered? That's terrible. Sharon was in my shop this morning. Do you know Miss Decker apart from her being a customer? Not really. It's hard to keep track of the townsfolk. I'm so busy with my shop. I'm a self-made man, you see. I started out running a humble balloon stand in the mall. But after years of blood, sweat, and love, get it? Love? Here I am with my own store. Yeah, well, about Miss Decker. There ain't nothing suspicious about her being in my store. Half the town's walked through my door this week. It's Valentine's Day, you know. Now take this balloon on the house. Okay, thanks. Now that's going to do. I'll see you guys when these two are done. See y'all soon. Okay, folks, we are back. Let's get the results of the autopsy. It's been a long time since I had anyone to call my Valentine, Matthew, but I have fond memories of the ones I did. Not you too, Ben. Nothing but a bunch of hype, if you ask me. Now about that body. Alright, you wet blanket. Right off the bat, there's no doubt this woman was pushed to her death. There are distinct trauma marks on her shoulders and chest, where the killer would have shoved her over the railing. I can also tell you that that infinity symbol was carved into her arm before she died. The poor girl. Do you have any idea what that signal signifies? No. Even Felix hasn't come up with anything. But there is something you'll be interested in. I found traces of aluminum hydroxide on the victim's shoulders, a major ingredient in acid treatments. Now, if the killer left behind this antacid residue, it's obvious they're suffering from heartburn. Well, Matthew, an upset stomach is the least of the killer's worries. It's days like these where I miss my ex-husband the most, Matthew. He would always make a huge deal about Valentine's Day, treating me like a queen. If he couldn't handle being married to a werewolf, it's his loss. Well, you're our family now, Priya. Valentine's Day or not. That's sweet. Now about that handkerchief, there's no doubt it's the killer's. The stains left behind match the victim's blood type. The killer probably went down and touched the body, making sure she was actually dead. Well, it was a huge mistake. I found traces of praline chocolates mixed in with the blood, which the killer must have smudged off while wiping their hands. A mistake indeed, Matthew. We're one step closer to catching the sweet-toothed killer. As if all the hearts and balloons and chocolates aren't bad enough on Valentine's Day, Matthew, now we've got a murder on our hands. We came to Iowa following a lead on another abducted child, but instead of a missing kid, we find Sharon Decker pushed off a bridge with some strange symbol scratched into her arm. Sharon Decker's boyfriend, Andrew Lodge, was obviously devastated by the news. While Ace Boom, the guy who runs that Valentine's Day shop, says he barely knew the victim. I was surprised to find Morgana Blackhawk, the Witch Coven's leader, here in Iowa. She says she sold a love potion to the victim, as if that really works. We'll need a lot more than this to catch Sharon Decker's killer, Matthew. Well, I have a new lead. I ran a search algorithm to locate anything belonging to the victim. And I got a hit. Someone just sent Sharon Decker a text message, and I know where her phone is. I'll see you guys for Chapter 2. Don't go anywhere. And we've returned. Let's start Chapter 2 of Over the Edge, rather. Someone just sent Sharon Decker a text message, and the coordinates indicate her phone is inside a roller rink in Clarksville. A roller rink? The victim might have lost her phone there, or maybe it was taken by her killer. Either way, we should check it out. And she's wearing a Sarah shirt. Unbelievable. Got it. You found the victim's phone, Matthew, but it's not damaged or stained with blood, so Sharon Decker must have left it here before she was murdered. Still, someone just sent her a text message, so let's crack that password. And look, the victim's name is written on that torn paper. Let's take those pieces back together. But this antique cigarette case seems out of place at a roller rink. There's a faded inscription on the inside of the cover, Matthew. Let's clear that up and see what it says. I'll take care of everything now. Starting to get a little tired. Matthew, here's the text message that was sent to the victim after she was killed. It reads, "What have I done? I've taken your life. Remorse is a memory awake, a cureless disease not even God can heal." That's intense, Matthew. Not only is this message obviously from the killer, it looks like they're sorry they pushed Sharon Decker off that bridge. But the sender is anonymous. We'll have to get Hope to try and trace the killer's number. My dear friend Fabian, 1781. Whoa, this cigarette case is more than 200 years old, Matthew. There's a picture of a bat and the inscription reads, "To my dear friend Fabian, 1781. Wait, we know a vampire named Fabian who's well over 200 years old. Fabian Delamort. The last time we spoke, Fabian spent the whole time hitting on me. But we need to find out what he's doing here. He must be here somewhere. It's daylight outside. Luke, you lovely thing. Is this some divine dream, or are you really here before my eyes? We're here, but I wish we weren't. Oh, hush. With such silly nonsense, you'll give me an upset stomach. Cut it out, Fabian. We're investigating the possible ritual killing of a young woman, Sharon Decker. I heard about that. Truly tragic. Does an infinity symbol signify anything for vampires? An infinity symbol? I may be older than 250, but I hope I don't look like I've been around forever. Stop dodging the question, Fabian. Did you know Sharon Decker? Was she attractive? If so, I probably did, but vampires aren't in the habit of pushing people off bridges. Now, Luke, when you're finished with all this murder business, perhaps you could be my Valentine. That's a scary thought. Got it. The name written on this poster isn't the victim's after all, Matthew. It says Moesha Decker. It looks like Moesha Decker is Sharon's sister, who apparently organized some kind of anti-Valentine's Day roller disco. Sounds like my kind of party. The victim's sister will be pretty upset about Sharon's murder. Let's tread carefully, Matthew. You're the detectives investigating Sharon's murder. Andrew told me the terrible news. I've been comforting myself with chocolates, but that's just making my heartburn worse. You have our condolences, Miss Decker. Can you think of anyone who'd want to hurt Sharon? Nobody. My sister was the sweetest person in the world. She was always a hopeless romantic. But not me. That's why I organized this anti-Valentine's Day party at the roller rink. Does an infinity symbol mean anything to you or your sister? Not that I can think of, but I watch a lot of crime shows, and I have a theory. Last night, my sister's pet chicken, Rosie, was stolen. That has to be connected to her murder. Pet chicken? Okay, we'll look into it. That'll do. I'll see you guys when this is done. Okay, we've returned. Let's get the results of the victim's messages. Not too loud, Matthew. Gwen is trying to sleep. She keeps muttering about nightmares of the Demon Queen, locked in a cage by her enemies. I miss the days when she was harping on about her latest crush, or ranting about her family. We need that mind protection spell more than ever, Matthew. But first we must solve this murder. Did you manage to get a trace on that anonymous text message? Unfortunately not. Although the killer seems remorseful, they clearly don't want to get caught. The message was sent from a disposable burner phone. So it's just a dead end? Not entirely, Matthew. The message seemed oddly poetic, so Hope asked me to look over it. And I found an important clue. The line about remorse is paraphrased from a poem by Emily Dickinson. Now, this particular poem is pretty obscure, which means your killer must have a keen interest in poetry. Well, Matthew, things are about to get a lot worse for a poetically inclined killer. Where's to next, Matthew? Back to that over-the-top Valentine's Day store? If you insist. got it. Nicely spotted, Matthew. That diary has the victim's name on it. There's no better way to get into the mind of a victim than by reading their innermost thoughts. So let's crack that lock. And you know how I feel about Valentine's Day, Matthew, so if you want to fish for that basket of merchandise, knock yourself out. Just a moment, folks. Alright, I have gotten all 5 stars. Just to burn off some energy. The last one, 1 a.m. and it's 1:35 a.m. Right where I live, anyway. Now that we've got the victim's diary open, we better read through it, Matthew. But what are we looking for exactly? You're right, if Sharon Decker was mixed up in the supernatural, maybe she wrote about it, so let's have Felix examine these entries. Embroidery. There's an embroidered poem buried under that merchandise, Matthew. It says, "Roses are red, pansies are black. Don't push me, Sharon, or I will push back." This lousy poem sounds a lot like the one Ace Boone recited earlier. He doesn't sound happy with Sharon Decker. Let's ask Mr. Boone what the problem was. Back for more balloons? No freebies this time. These ones will cost you. We're actually here about this embroidery. Were you mad at Sharon Decker for some reason? Well, poetry is a hobby of mine, and who am I kidding? There's no sense lying to you, hunters. Sooner or later, you discover the truth. Hunters? How do you know that we're supernatural hunters? I can sense it a mile away. I am Cupid, after all. Cupid? As in the angel of love? Angel? I'm a god, thank you very much. I've kept my identity a secret for centuries, but I got careless. Sharon saw me brushing my wings one day in the back room. Once she'd figured out who I was, she kept pestering me to work my magic on her boyfriend, which naturally I refused. Then she threatened to reveal my secret to the world. Can you imagine if everyone knew who I was? They'd be wanting me to shoot my arrows all over the place. I had to keep her quiet. So you pushed back. Let's hope you didn't mean that literally, Cupid. And I'll let the diary run its course. I'll see you when this is done. For now, this is Matthew. Catch you later. Okay, we are back. Let's get the results of the diary entries from Felix. This diary was a bit disappointing, Matthew. It's merely the ramblings of a 19-year-old. So we still don't know why someone carved an infinity symbol into Sharon Decker's arm and pushed her off a bridge. Well, it wasn't a total loss. In one of her recent entries, she references her boyfriend, Andrew. The young lovers are planning a romantic walk through the forest on Valentine's Day to the bridge she was pushed from. You're saying Andrew Lodge was on the crime scene? He never told us that. Let's find out what Mr. Lodge is hiding. Have you found Sharon's killer yet, detectives? To lose the love of my life on Valentine's Day, it's like a tragic love poem. We actually wanted to know why you didn't tell us you were on the bridge earlier today, where your girlfriend was killed. Oh, if only I had been, maybe none of this would have ever happened. Sharon had planned a romantic walk for the two of us. But I had eaten too many chocolates at the roller rink and my heartburn was acting up, so I said we should stay there. Sharon got mad and stormed out, going to the forest alone. I never saw her again. If I'd just been a man and gone with her, she might still be alive. Luke's just freshening up in his trailer, Matthew, but he's updating me on Sharon Decker's murder. I guess the biggest revelation is that Cupid is actually real, and he's running a Valentine's Day store in Clarksville, Iowa. And he's not only the supernatural being connected to this murder, there's witches and vampires coming out of the woodwork. But despite the infinity symbol carved onto the victim's arm, which we still can't explain, we can't tie any of them to the murder. Sorry to interrupt, Chief, but we have a slight problem. You know that love potion Morgana stole to the victim, Matthew? What about it? Luke didn't believe that a love potion would actually work, so he decided to take a drink. Before I could stop him, he chugged a whole mouthful. Now he's run off all dewy-eyed. Luke's gonna fall madly in love with the first person he lays eyes on. Oh gosh, that's a scary thought. We'll see you guys for Chapter 3. Don't go anywhere. Okay, Chapter 3 is a go of Over the Edge. Let's start it now. We last left off with Luke chugging down the love potion. That's just what we need. He ran out towards that roller rink, Matthew. We better catch up to Luke before he gets himself into trouble. Matthew, keep your eyes peeled for... Hello, Chief. Aren't you excited I found the love of my life? It was Fabian all along. I knew your partner would succumb to my charms, Matthew. The young man simply can't keep his hands off me. Oh, brother. Come on, Luke. Come on, Luke. You better come with us. But Chief, Fabian and I were about to have some alone time away from the crowds. I said we're leaving, Fernandez. That's an order. You heard the boy, Matthew. Your partner clearly has other things on his mind. Ta-ta. Let them go, Matthew. There's nothing we can do about this now. Luke will come to his senses when that potion wears off. Now, I hate to disturb Gwen when she's feeling so rotten, but I'm needed at the base. And with Luke off prancing around, we need Gwen in the field. I'll have her meet you here at the roller rink. That is a scary thought. What happened with Luke? boy, I am not gonna get it. Nope. I'm not sure how much help I'll be, Matthew. I've got a splitting headache and haven't slept in days. I just can't get these visions of the netherworld out of my head. In any case, the chief brought me up to speed on this case on the ride over. That wooden box you picked up has the victim's name on it, and it's the kind of box you keep an engagement ring in. Do you think Sharon Decker's boyfriend was proposing on Valentine's Day? How romantic. Let's open this up quickly. That collar with Rosie written on it. Why is that important, Matthew? Ah, right. According to your notes, Rosie was the victim's pet chicken, stolen last night, which could be connected to the murder. It's unusual, but a lead's a lead, so let's vacuum up those brown fragments for analysis. And those torn pieces of paper could be an important clue. I'll grab the tape. Don't worry about me, Matthew. I'm just a little dizzy. The sooner we solve this case, the sooner I can get back to bed. Okay, I got 4 of the stars, so let's do it right now. Let's take care of everything. Here we go. What do you think we should do with these brown fragments you collected off that name tag, Matthew? Oh, of course. Let's put them under the microscope. Tobacco. These brown fragments you collected off that collar are bits of tobacco, Matthew. Wait, the chief said you found Fabian Delamorte's cigarette case at the roller rink. What would Fabian want with the victim's pet chicken? Whatever it is, could it have anything to do with Sharon's murder? We need to speak with Fabian again to find out. If you're here about your lovesick partner, Matthew, I'm afraid he's getting me some chocolates. We'll deal with Luke later. Right now, we'd like you to explain this name tag. Did you steal Sharon Decker's pet chicken? So what if I did? You know the agreement vampires have with you mortals to ethically source blood. Out here in the middle of nowhere, what's a vampire to do? Would you rather I killed the girl instead? I do my best to abide by the rules, Matthew, especially now that I have a hunter for a boyfriend. Too bad it didn't work out between you and Pierce, Gwen. The 4 of us could have had a double date. Oh gosh. As much as I'd like this douche to be the killer, unfortunately it doesn't look like it is. It doesn't look like it's going to be. Oh god, I'm having trouble keeping a straight face. Oh gosh. That torn paper is a Valentine's Day card addressed to the victim's boyfriend. It says, "I'd pause my game for you." That's pretty funny, Matthew. Hang on, this card for Andrew Lodge wasn't written by the victim. It's from her sister, Moesha. I don't know how Sharon would have reacted to this, but if my sister sent a Valentine card to my boyfriend, there'd be hell to pay. We better find out if Moesha Decker was trying to steal her sister's boyfriend. Detective Matthew found your Valentine's Day card, Moesha. What's the deal, sending that to your sister's boyfriend? What are you suggesting? You think I was making a move on Andrew? That was just an innocent card. I flirt with everyone. And is that how Sharon saw it? An innocent card? Sharon was kind of angry about it. She tore up the card and stormed off. But I was friends with Andrew before she even knew him. We studied poetry in English class together. Well, let's just hope a case of sibling rival didn't escalate into murder. Well, let's hope not. Rose. There isn't an engagement ring for the victim inside this box. It's a small charm shaped like a black rose. Do you think this is significant, Matthew? Let's see if Felix knows anything about black roses. Get the results tonight. So for now, this is Matthew. See you soon. And we've returned. Let's get the results of the Black Rose Charm. That Black Rose Charm you sent me, Matthew, you didn't put it on, did you? No, neither of us did. Phew. That's a relief, because if either of you guys had, dudes, you'd be in for a world of problems. I remembered reading something about the symbolism of the black rose in my lexicon of floriography. That's a book about cryptological communication using flowers. Now, a black rose represents hatred and death, and is often used by witches to put a curse on someone. A witch's hex? Didn't you say Morgana Blackhawk was a suspect, Matthew? She sold Sharon Decker a love potion. Maybe Morgana gave Miss Decker more than she bargained for. We need to find Morgana. She knows right now. Basically because I haven't taken a shower yet. My stars, child! What manner of evil has you in its clutches? You look like you've been dragged through Hades by the hounds of hell. Never mind that. We'd like to know what manner of evil you wished upon Sharon Decker. We found that black rose charm. Ah, Sharon had it coming. That little wretch catfished me. Catfished you? It all started when I met a man on Timber, Aiden. He reminded me of a warlock I dated at the Witchcraft Academy. Aiden and I would message each other for hours. I quote passages of medieval Romanian poetry while eating the chocolates he'd sent me in the mail. It was as if our spirits were one. Eventually he invited me to visit him in Clarksville, but Aiden turned out to be Sharon. She'd been pranking me this whole time. Someone plays a little joke on you, so you put a hex on them? A little joke? You have no idea the stress she caused me. I've had severe heartburn for days. Sharon had no idea what she'd got herself into. To her, it was just a game. Well, you don't play games with witches and live. I love nothing more than to crawl back into bed and sleep for a week, Matthew. But with Luke off gallivanting with Fabian, we need all hands on deck. Sharon Decker may not have been the innocent victim we first thought. It turns out she catfished Morgana Blackhawk on Timber. Playing a prank on a witch could have fatal consequences. Meanwhile, Moesha Decker, the victim's sister, sent a Valentine's card to Sharon's boyfriend, but she claims it was just innocent flirting. If you ask me, this whole town has gone mad. Alright, Matthew, I think it's time I examine the crime scene for myself, so let's head out to that bridge. See the cupcake. Oh, there. Okay. Didn't get the first star. Yikes, Matthew. You found a blood-stained knife, but Sharon Decker wasn't stabbed. Wait, you're right. The killer carved an infinity symbol into her arm before pushing her from the bridge. This must be the weapon they used. A sample of that clear substance on the knife's handle might help us identify our killer. And look at all those padlocks, Matthew. At one time, these would have been locked onto the bridge by lovers, a symbol of their eternal affection. But now they're just a heap of metal. Either way, maybe there's a clue under here. Whoever this Valentine's Day killer is, they've caught me in a foul mood, Matthew, so let's get to work and catch them. Okay, I got 4 of the stars. I'll get the 5th in just a little bit after I take care of all of this. Oh, I was right to think it was close by. My painkiller's wearing off, Matthew. My headache is coming back. So let's get this clear substance you found on the killer's knife to the lab, stat. piece of metal. There's a strange silver contraption buried under those padlocks, Matthew, and it's splashed with blood. I have no idea what that thing is, but maybe Hope can tell us. That'll do. I'll see you guys when these two are finished. So, thank you for watching. We'll see you in 15 hours. Okay, we have come back, and let's put a killer behind bars. We'll get the results of the clear substance first. It's nice to see you up and about, Gwen, but you must be feeling pretty lousy, so I'll keep my report brief. Thanks, Priya. The clear substance on the knife's handle is hydrogen peroxide. The chemical has many uses, but it's most commonly used to clean earrings. The antiseptic qualities of the compound prevent ear infections, which means if the killer left behind earring cleaner on that knife, then we're looking for a killer who's wearing earrings. That'll go well with the set of handcuffs, Matthew. Metal. Once you're feeling better, Gwen, you and I will hit the clubs and find us a couple of hotties. I appreciate you trying to cheer me up, Hope, and I'd love a night on the town. But right now, let's focus on solving this murder. The quicker Sharon Decker's killer is caught, the quicker I can rest. Then I'll get straight to the point. This metal contraption isn't anything of a technical nature, the kind of thing I'm used to. It's a clasp for a pair of suspenders. Now, the victim wasn't wearing any suspenders, so it's obvious your killer is. So the killer is wearing suspenders. They better brace themselves. They're about to be arrested for murder. The murder of Sharon Decker has been shrouded in mystery from the start, Matthew. It's time we confronted our killer and got some answers. Okay. Yep. No surprise, it's the boyfriend. And my streak continues. Andrew Lodge? What kind of monster murders their girlfriend in some twisted ritual on Valentine's Day? I didn't murder Sharon, I swear. There's no sense lying. We know you did it. We just want to know why. Instead of a romantic walk in the forest, you carved an infinity symbol into Sharon's arm, then shoved her off that bridge. You even went down and checked whether she was actually dead. I know, I killed her, I admit it, but it wasn't murder, it wasn't my fault. Not your fault, you carved an infinity symbol into her arm. No, that whole ritual was all Sharon's idea. She wanted us to kill ourselves in a Valentine's Day suicide pact. Sharon lured me out into the forest, obsessed with both of us killing ourselves. She wanted us to be together for all eternity. Sharon carved that symbol into her own arm, then handed me the knife, saying I should do the same. But I threw the knife away and said I didn't want anything to do with it. I wasn't going to kill myself, not for her or anyone. Sharon got angry, insisting that it was the only way we could be together. She grabbed me by the arm and said we should jump off the bridge. I fought back, shoving her away. I pushed too hard and she went over the rail. So it was an accident? You did it in self-defense? Yes, I never wanted to hurt Sharon. I loved her more than anything in the world, but I wasn't ready to die. I'm afraid we'll have to hand you over to the authorities, Mr. Lodge, but given the circumstances, they'll probably be lenient. I didn't want to commit suicide, but now I wish I was dead. I've killed my darling Valentine. This case was like a Valentine's Day straight out of Shakespeare, Matthew. A star-crossed lover lures her boyfriend into a suicide pact, but ends up being pushed to her death as he defends his life. But our work in Clarksville is far from finished. We still have no idea why children are being taken from their bedrooms by a monster. We're no closer to solving the witch's enigma to shield our minds from demons. And Luke's off having a torrid love affair with Fabian Delamort under the influence of a love potion. It's enough to make anyone... Oh my. I think Gwen might have taken a turn for the worst. Like she'd been up for 4 days straight. We'll see you for Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble 3-5. Okay, we are back. Let's start Fire Burn and Cauldron Bubble 3-5. And we last left off with Gwen fainting. We solved Sharon Decker's murder, Matthew, but our work isn't finished. We have no idea why children are being abducted. We're no closer to solving the witch's enigma to shield our minds from demons. And Luke's under the influence of a love potion. It's enough to make anyone... Gwen? What's wrong? Don't touch her. I'm the only one who can help Gwen right now. Arthur Darkwood, what are you doing here? Jacob, I know my presence here puts everyone at risk. No demon should ever suspect you're on the same side, but your tech expert Hope begged me to come. What? Hope contacted you? When I specifically ordered everyone not to? I'm sorry, Chief, but Arthur could be the only one who can help Gwen in her nightmares. She's passed out on the ground as we speak. Hope, I'm worried about Gwen too, but my orders were crystal clear. Please, Jacob, Gwen is in serious trouble. Let me help her. Alright, you're here now. Gwen isn't our only problem. We still have the Luke situation to deal with. It could take days for Morgana's love potion to wear off. We need Luke back now. The fellow who runs the Valentine's Day shop, the real Cupid, surely he can help. That's right. I'll wait for you at Cupid's shop, Matthew. And don't forget about Gwen, Matthew. Once Darkwood has her conscious, I want you there when he speaks with her. Let's talk to Ace Boom first. Oh gosh. Luckily it's only you, Matthew. I was just heading out to fire off some arrows before Valentine's Day is over. Before you go, Cupid, we need your help. Our friend is suffering the effects of a love potion, and we were hoping you know how to reverse it. A love potion? Of course I can help. Elixirs are no substitute for true love. Breaking that particular spell is simple. A dose of my own love potion number 0 will nullify the effects of any concoction. But because of its potency, I've hidden it away. If you can find it in my shop, I'll help your friend. I'll even throw in a bonus. Very well, Cupid. Let's get to work and find this antidote, Matthew. So Cupid's hidden his love potion antidote somewhere in his shop, Matthew. You think this cushion has something to do with it? Dude, you're right. There's a lock on the back of this cushion, which means there's something inside here. Let's open it up. Ugh. Got it. Now we're cooking, Matthew. This must be the antidote we need to bring Luke to his senses. After gallivanting around with Fabian, Luke's going to be mucho embarrassed. Now let's meet up with Cupid to... Oh, you're totally right, Matthew. Luke's already under the influence of one enchanted love potion. We should probably analyze this one before we go shooting it into Luke's butt. Let's get this bottle of Priya. Now let's see what he can do about Gwen. What happened, Matthew? You passed out, Gwen. A demon is attacking your mind, scouring your thoughts. I know. I'm trying to resist, but I keep getting horrible visions of the Demon Queen in the Netherworld. The images look like a war in the Netherworld. Demons fighting against demons for control of the realm. I also saw the Demon Queen defeated and imprisoned. The demon rebels had won, but I don't know what any of it means. What you're seeing is all true, echoes of the Netherworld's past. There was a civil war among the demons that ended with the Queen's defeat. I fought on the side of the rebels, but I can tell you no more until your minds are protected. But why am I being attacked? You must have met the demon made eye contact with them. You must have met the demon, made eye contact with them. That gave the demon access to invade your mind. Someone I've met? Who I looked in the eye? That could be anyone. Someone I dated. One of our suspects. Matthew, it's imperative you shield Gwen's mind from this demon or things will get worse for you all. That's exactly what we're doing. There's a witch's spell that can protect us. I urge caution dealing with the witches. I've heard rumors that they're kidnapping children. For what reason, I do not know. Kidnapping children? Well, Matthew and I will discuss this further. Beware, Matthew. You're caught up in things more sinister than you can imagine. Did you hear what Arthur said, Matthew? He suspects that witches are abducting children. What if they're responsible for the mysterious kidnappings? I agree, Matthew. Investigating the disappearance of Marley Evans in Clarksville is our only lead, but I'm in no condition to help. I'll have Hope join you at the roller rink. That's where most of the kids in this town hang out. chief was really mad, Matthew. I didn't want to disobey orders, but I figured since Arthur was a demon, he might be able to help Gwen. Anyway, right now, we need to get to the bottom of these missing children. If the witches are involved, we need to know more. We need to know about it. Look, Matthew, isn't that a missing poster from Marley Evans? Let's put that poster back together to be sure. Had to reset because I was nearing 10 minutes. Whew. This is the photo of Marley Evans Agent Matheson sent to me, Matthew, taken only hours before she was abducted. Given that these children are going missing under mysterious circumstances, let's have Felix examine this poster. Okay, 9 hours. And I'll see you guys when these two are done. I'll get the results in the morning. For now, this is Matthew. See you soon. Okay, we've returned. Let's get the results of the missing child poster from Felix. At first, I was kind of at a loss about what to do with this poster, Matthew. But then I thought about what Arthur Darkwood said, that witches might be involved. So I got to work with my quartz crystal. Quartz? What does that do? Quartz is a crystal of clarity. It's an ideal element to send, receive, and store traces of physical energy. I took this crystal and ran it over the missing poster, and immediately both the crystal and Marley Evans' photograph lit up. Lit up? Which means what exactly? It means that when this photo was taken, only hours before Marley Evans went missing, she was under the influence of a witch's spell. So it's true, the witches are involved. Whatever that monster was that was abducting children, they're somehow connected. You're right, Matthew. The leader of the witches' coven, Morgana Blackhawk, is in Clarksville right now. That can't be a coincidence. She must know something about this, so we need to speak with Morgana. But be careful, who knows how she'll react. Now what, Matthew? More questions about that murder of yours? It's far more sinister than that, Morgana. We found evidence linking witches to the abduction of numerous children. Witches abducting children? Why on earth would we do that? You tell us. Witches have lived in peace among themselves for centuries, Matthew. I assure you, no witch is responsible for any kidnappings. However, if it will appease you, I shall personally look into these serious allegations. Rest assured, Morgana, Matthew will be looking into it too. If you or any other witches involved, we will find out. Let's head back to base, Matthew. I need something to eat. I can't face the chief's wrath on an empty stomach. Now the mixture. I'm a little confused by this love potion antidote, Matthew. Didn't Cupid say it was potent? That's what the man said. Why? Well, as far as I'm concerned, this concoction is completely harmless. It's nothing more than a mixture of citric acid and olive oil. It's essentially salad dressing. That's weird, Matthew. But who are we to argue with Cupid? If anyone can work their magic when it comes to matters of the heart, it's the god of love. I guess you're right. If you want to shoot this into Luke's butt, I see no harm, other than a bruised ego. Then let's bring this to Cupid and get our partner back. Matthew, come join us, unless you're here to try and take me away from my man again. Vampires are like fine wine, aren't they, Luke, darling? They only get better with age. Alright, simmer down there. We're just here to... Now, Cupid, fire away! Wait, what? I'll just fire off one of my arrows and... Ouch! You shot me in the butt! Matthew, what happened? Yikes! What am I doing? Why am I touching Fabian? Oh, phooey, Matthew, you're no fun. Just when it was getting rather exciting. Come on, Matthew, let's get out of here. Ta-ta, Luke. Come see me next Valentine's Day and take this to remember me by. Oh, crap. Gotta feel sorry for Luke, though. I do. Oh my god, it was that love potion I drank, wasn't it? Fawning all over Fabian like that. This is so embarrassing, Matthew. If there's any way we can keep this between us, I'll wash the dishes for a year. As enticing as that sounds, I'm afraid everyone on the team already knows. Man, I'll never live this down. Glad you could join us again, Luke. Who would have thought that we had a genuine Casanova in our midst? Ugh, don't remind me, Chief. I'm mortified. All jokes aside, Fernandez, that's the last time you go drinking some enchanted witch's potion, understood? You don't have to tell me twice. Speaking of witches, Matthew, it's possible they're behind the missing children. Morgana Blackhawk denies it, but frankly, we can't take her word for it. We'll need to keep investigating. But right now, we should get back to solving Agnes Leek's enigma, and I've got a theory about that. The enigma goes, strong winds blow you to the land where hearts fall to become crimson blooms below. Where hearts fall could be the bridge where Sharon Decker fell to her death. I suppose it's worth looking into, Matthew. Go ahead and take a look under that bridge and see what's down below. Oh, there. You found a bunch of red flowers growing under this bridge, Matthew. The land where hearts fall to become crimson blooms. These could be just what we're looking for. Let's get a sample to analyze in the lab. Quickly, Matthew, let's get the sample from those red flowers to Priya. If these are the crimson blooms we're looking for, they could be the key to unlocking the mine protection enigma. This is 6 hours, but I'm gonna do a little something in a minute. Hold on. I needed a fresh 10 minutes to record, so I'm gonna go ahead and speed this up. So tell us, Priya, are the red flowers Matthew found under that bridge the crimson blooms we're supposed to be looking for? There's nothing mystical or enchanted about these flowers. They're a subspecies of the Papaverois plant, or in layman's terms, poppies. But the strange thing is, these flowers have no business growing under that bridge. This particular species of poppy is native to a farm in the state of Kansas. Quickly, Matthew, the compass has lit up. That means you're on the right track. The final riddle of the mine protection enigma must be in that poppy field. We've got to report this to the chief. So we solved another part of the enigma Agnes Leak challenged us with, Matthew. The crimson blooms we're supposed to find are poppies, native to the state of Kansas. I've looked up the farm's exact location, Matthew. It's right next to an amusement park called Aquamarine City, just a day's drive from here. Then that's where we're headed, Matthew. The answer to protecting our minds from the demons is in Kansas. This next case is on February 20th. That's another Thursday. So, before we end it here, here. Okay. And we'll see you guys on February 20th. Catch you later.